Morning, boys. How you all
Yo,
doing?
yo.
Yeah, good man. How about yourself?
Yeah, good man. You got some explaining to do. Where are you?
Yeah, coffee place, lounge place.
What place?
Yeah, like a coffee shop kind of place.
Oh, okay. Got ya.
Yeah,
Nice.
basically, the electricity went out in my house today just as I was about to start picking up.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so, and it wasn't just my place, it was like the whole neighborhood basically.
Yeah.
So I jumped on the bike, came to this place. But when I got here, when I turned into this road, everyone was outside, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Why is everyone outside? And people like all kind of scared. And then my bike stopped, and I felt it like doing all this kind of shit. But I was thinking, why is he not balancing the bike? But
Yeah.
then when I got off, I realized there was a massive earthquake, and that's why like
Oh, shit.
I looked to the side and like the big, the condos, the swimming pool
Yeah.
kind of busted open, so all the water's coming down.
No way.
Oh
That's
shit.
crazy. So you've had an
Yeah, so
earthquake this
there's
morning.
been a massive one here. Yeah,
Oh
Have
my
you
God.
seen the effects of it? Like, has anything crazy happened?
yeah, couple swimming pools busted, but I think there was a massive building that dropped, like
Really?
completely collapsed. Yeah, that
Damn.
one's a bit further
Damn.
away from me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a
Fucking
bit
hell.
mad. I think there's like crazy traffic now as well.
Has it,
Hmm.
the earthquake stopped?
Yeah, stop now.
Okay. That shit would be
But I
Still.
scary,
was,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I think it was quite bad in some places. To me, honestly, when it was happening, I didn't have any clue that was an earthquake. I thought the guy was just not balancing the bike. I thought he was like purposely moving it.
You just thought your rider was drunk.
What the fuck
Just
are you
like,
doing,
what's
Yeah,
up
I
with
was
bro?
this
in my head.
guy,
I was
man?
like, what is? I was in my head. I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, keep still.
Not
Like a
getting a
building
tip.
Yeah,
falling down next to you, and it's like, why is this guy riding riding Ben?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
but yeah, I've basically been here all day because can't get home. All the bikes are taken and that, so I just have to wait it out here for now.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Hmm.
Hope everything's gonna be all right. Then that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
one of
think
those things we just
it's
don't get in the UK, do we? We don't really get any crazy
yeah.
weather.
No. I think we had like one
No,
earthquake like
no earthquakes in
15
the
years
UK,
ago or
innit?
something. We had like a
Oh, did
tiny
we?
one years and years ago, like a really small one in the middle of the night. Like people slept through it. It was
Yeah.
that small, but
Mhm.
it was on the news and everything.
So, is everything in your apartment all right, apart from the power?
I mean, I haven't been back, but
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope I don't want to come home and see all my simps on the floor, but hopefully it's fine,
Imagine
innit?
you just put up all that acoustic treatment, and now
Oh,
it's
that'd be
just all
hilarious.
all falling off.
No, it should be fine. I think it was more affected around the area that I'm in now.
Okay. Wonder if I can find anything on it. Thailand earthquake. Oh yeah, it's coming up straight away.
Mm.
Magnitude 7.7. Um, affected areas. It's quite big. The affected countries are Bangladesh, India, Burma, Thailand, China.
Oh wow, yeah, that's quite it's huge.
Yeah, widespread destruction, dozens trapped. Oh shit, actually sounds crazy.
Mm. I think some construction workers got trapped.
Did they?
Yeah, in a building that collapsed.
Yeah, there's like pictures already. It looks pretty insane to be honest. That sounds fucking
You ever been
crazy.
in one?
Nah, never.
No,
Never.
never.
It's like never been
Damn.
abroad when something crazy. In fact, I was no, I was in you know when I was in Mexico, we had the
Mm.
hurricane. That's like the closest I've
Mm.
had to some sort of natural disaster, but everything was like kind of fine.
Yeah.
We were just locked in the hotel rooms. We couldn't leave just for like one night,
Mhm.
and it did look crazy outside. But
Yeah.
the resort, they must be prepared for that type of stuff. Like they must build it in a certain way where they just, I don't know, eliminate the chances of it being completely destroyed. So
Yeah.
everything was fine, and I think it hit a bit further down from where I was. Like you know when you see it on the map, you see the middle part moving forward, and we were just on like the outer ring, so we were actually okay. But now
Hmm.
that's the closest. Been lucky, really. That's the closest we've had. Is that the first time you've experienced something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I've never experienced an earthquake before,
Yeah.
but the panic on people's faces as I turned into the road made me know like something is not right, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, when you see everyone else panic, it's just then it makes you start panicking. Like you were all right before.
Yeah. It's not until I got off the bike that I realized, oh shit, that was the earthquake, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's wild though, because if you were going at a high speed as well, and then the ground just starts shaking.
But he actually stopped. I wasn't riding. He
Oh,
basically
okay.
stopped mid-ride,
Yeah.
and it was just moving like mid-ride. I mean, sorry, like when he stopped. That's why I was
Okay.
confused.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, man? Just stand up straight.
Can you imagine just being on like a stationary bike, but you're like going side to side?
Yeah. Swaying.
Everyone around you is screaming, but you're just thinking,
And,
man,
and
this
I've got
rider
my
can't
headphone.
ride a bike.
Literally, I'm sitting on the back of my bike like this with my headphones on. Like, what's he doing right now? Why have we even stopped? Crazy.
Oh
I can
man.
just imagine that.
Fuck.
It's
Yeah.
like, who gave this guy a license?
Yeah.
And but he didn't even say anything as well. Maybe if he, I don't know, kind of explained like, maybe he didn't even realize it was an earthquake too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What were
maybe.
you
Yeah,
listening to?
crazy. Oh man.
I'm just imagining complete chaos around you, and you've just got
Yeah.
on
You
like
know, you know what
Shania
I was
Twain or
listening
something.
to? I was listening to like some manifestation stuff.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez. That's jokes.
Well, I hope everything's gonna be all right.
It's like that meme. It's like when you
Can you
when
imagine? I got my manifestation stuff in my headphone.
mm,
I look up, everyone's panicking, and we turn the corner, and I see like
Yeah.
all the swimming pool water just coming from 50 stories high
yeah.
into the road.
It's like, man, they didn't prepare me for this in the podcast.
Yeah, man. How's your morning going?
Fine, yeah, standing morning today. I just got up, went gym, came back, breakfast, and then this was the first thing today. We're starting a little
Mhm.
bit later this week. I've been starting every day around like 10 after I've been gym and everything, so it's not too late.
Mm.
But I've been working a bit later as well. So I just got a standard day today. I live streamed yesterday, so I'm not doing that today. I've got to pick up my parents from the airport late this afternoon. So I'm just gonna.
Got
I've
you.
got some filming to do. I've got like some sponsored segments to do.
Hmm.
So I need to plan that. What else was there? And I just cooking up some loops for the new bundle I'm working on. That's the main plan.
Got you.
How about you guys?
Can you guys hear me by the way? Because my internet is terrible right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Now we can.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Hmm.
it just shut the page for some reason. But yeah, not a lot.
Maybe it's
Just
time
calls
to get
today.
that new Wi-Fi, man.
Time to get the
It's
Elon
time,
Wi-Fi.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do
yeah.
you have hyper optic there where you live?
Everywhere but here in Laos. Like if there's new builds everywhere, they all have like for the same price. The internet's like 3 times faster. It's like 300 meg download, like 30 upload, and then yeah, just
Mm.
in these old houses, they just haven't installed it. So I've just got like 50, 60 downloads, and then like sub 10 upload.
Mad
It's like,
slow, innit?
yeah, yeah. So it's just shit. So I'm getting very close to upgrading.
Yeah, if you were
Yeah.
actually getting that solid 50-60, then that's not like too bad. You can like function with that, but they say
Yeah.
you get 50-60, but then really you get like
You never
15.
do, innit?
Nah,
Nah, it's been fluctuating like
never.
crazy
Even when you do
recently as well.
even when you do like the package which says you get a gig download or something like that, it's
Oh my
usually like half
god.
of it.
Oh yeah, you never actually get that. They're just saying that's the ceiling or where they cap it. But we take it for granted, man.
Trust me, because as soon as you don't have internet, the whole world around you
Yeah.
is broken. It's like you really can't do anything.
It
Well,
seems
almost
like such a
anything.
standard thing you should have as well. It's just like, yeah, of course we got internet.
But it makes me realize how in the world 10 years ago was I leaving my house without internet. You know, sometimes your credit would run out as a kid,
Oh yeah.
and it used to be kind of expensive to buy credit,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you just
it's
have
kind of
to
mad.
firm it, memorize the map in your head.
Imagine what our parents were doing when they were like linking up with people and they had no way of like
True.
contacting them. It's just like, right, I'm meeting you there at 7. And like, what if
Mm.
something came up? It's like you just stood there waiting for someone.
Yeah, I wonder how long people would wait back in the day. Like, was 20 minutes decent, or after 10 and they don't show up, you just leave?
Depends how desperate you were. Like if you were meeting a date and she was standing you up, you might be waiting there for
Waiting
like
like
an
two
hour.
hours.
Yeah. No, she will turn up. She will.
Back in the day when you used to like go to the shop, top your phone up, put like £10 credit on there. It's like 3p a text or
Yeah.
whatever plan
Yeah,
you
you're
was
just
on.
saying that you get like
Hmm.
free weekends on Vodafone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember like after if you had a landline after like 6 p.m. or like 8 p.m. it was free as well. So my mum used to wait until after like that
mm.
time and then just call her friends then and just sit on the phone for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that I don't think, I mean, my mum calls people on the phone, but back in the day when there was landlines, people were calling each other regularly. My mum was
Hmm.
always on the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
those scammers was having a field day back then because you just picked the phone up back in the day. Like you didn't see who was calling really until they put like
Oh
the digital
yeah.
screens on there. Um, yeah,
Yeah, that's true actually.
yeah,
But
yeah,
does
it's kind
anyone
of
even use landline anymore? Is that even a thing?
I
There'll
don't
be some
think,
older people that just refuse to get rid of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
because back in the day, I felt like it used to be somewhat compulsory. Whenever you sign up for something, you have to put your house phone number, but I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's a thing anymore.
No, it's just optional, isn't it? I think it's mainly for businesses now that use a landline. That's literally it now. And even they
Mm.
sometimes have like a landline number, but it forwards it to a mobile. So yeah, it's
Hmm.
kind of weird.
What's it like where you are? Like in apartment? Everything fine?
Yeah, so I'm living in a house now, and I got
Oh,
good
okay.
Wi-Fi, so it's calm.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
get
the
like
the
fiber
Wi
optic, like anything like that?
it's really fast. I can't remember if it's fiber optic. I'm pretty sure it must be,
Yeah.
but they advertise it like 1 gig down or whatever, but you get
Oh,
about
okay.
700, 800.
Hmm.
It's quite fast.
Yeah, that's solid.
And then the 5G here is really good.
Nice. You know what I used last time I traveled? I think I used it in LA. Have you ever seen
Mm.
that app called Saily?
I feel like I've heard of it, maybe in some sponsors.
Yeah, I always see vloggers getting sponsored by them. You know, people who just go traveling. Um,
Yeah. What is it? Is it like a eSIM?
yeah, I never really thought to use them before because usually you just, depending on who you're with, if you go to Europe, usually your stuff's just included. But
Yeah.
because my phone's on like a business contract now, so I could claim it back,
Hmm.
I don't get all the same benefits as everyone else gets. And
Oh,
especially if
so
you
you
go
don't get the
to,
Europe one.
I get some places and not others.
Hmm.
And then if I go to the States, I don't think everyone gets the States, but it was quite expensive. You know, when you check and it's
Mm.
like, I don't know, £15 a day or something just to use it. But then
Oh shit.
you if you use Sailor, you can just you buy an eSIM, and it's
Hmm.
like it depends how much data you want to use. But I think I topped it up like a couple times. Probably spent like £10 for like the whole week or something, and just got all my
And it
data.
was fast.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty good.
Nice. I might have to look into that. Usually eSIM works across Europe, and
Right.
you pay about a tenner for the month,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get it in the US or Mexico or Canada. You choose out of the three,
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's worth checking
and then
out,
everywhere
especially if you like
else you have
traveling
to
a lot.
pay.
If you're going on
Mm.
holiday, it's just you select the country, how much data you want, and then you could just top it up when you run out.
Mm. That's a good idea because you know how inconvenient it is to land in a place and not have internet or your phone working.
Yeah, that's how addicted we are. It's like as soon as that plane
Yeah,
lands, you can't wait to just turn on your data and get all your notifications. It's bad, really.
true. But even for just directions or something as simple as Google Translate,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I remember one time I had just landed in the Philippines
Mm-hmm.
and my debit card wasn't working, but my Wi-Fi on my phone wasn't working because it was too slow in the internet and I had no 5G. So I was stuck. I couldn't contact my bank for them
Right.
to, so like So I was in the airport, no money and nothing working
That's stress.
at like three in the morning. But if I had Sailor, and this ain't even sponsored, but it sounded like that could have been the solution, you know?
Yeah,
Could have
sounds like
contacted the
it.
bank right there and then.
Definitely. Yeah, man, we take that stuff for granted. I wonder when we're
But
gonna get to a point where say we're using AI to the point because you can do it right now. Like, say if you go to another country, you could talk into Google Translate and then it will spit it back
mhm,
out to the other person. But I wonder when
mhm,
it will get to a point where everyone's just kind of connected. Maybe we've all got Neuralink chips, and whatever language someone's speaking, it's just like an instant translation, so you're just hearing it in your own language. Does that make
mm,
sense? I wonder
yeah.
if things will get to a point like that.
You think it could cure it, not cure. You think it could fix the communication issue though?
'Cause
Man, that would make the world such a small place, isn't it?
I know, and would it?
You'd had
Like,
not really much need to learn a language at that point.
yeah, and would you hear their
Mm.
accent if it gave you an instant translation? Like, say if you had your earbuds in or your Neuralink, whatever, and they speak, and you just whatever they're speaking, even if they're talking in a different language, you just hear it instantly
Mm,
in English. Do you still hear their accent,
mm,
or is it an AI?
mm.
Because then, what accent do you
And
pick?
will it pick up on all the nuances,
Yeah,
like
probably probably
English
not.
humor, for example? If he was being sarcastic, would it be too direct in another language?
Yeah,
Like if I
yeah,
was to
that's
say,
a good
"Oh, you're
point.
driving me up the wall," and they just translate that directly.
Drive up the wall, please. Yeah.
But that, if we ever get to a place like that, that would be very interesting.
hmm I think it will get there. I
Yeah.
always wonder where
But
music's gonna go as well, like how things will shift.
yeah,
Because I always do think that we'll just have this want for human input and human interaction.
mm,
I don't. It's like some people think AI is gonna fully take over and producers will lose their jobs and everything, but I just really don't think it will happen to that extent.
nah, because the whole fun part of music really is the backstory, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah. The story behind it.
the whole story behind it.
story and just the human connection as well. It's like you get in a studio with someone, your energies work together, you create something, and that's where the magic happens. I can't
Yeah.
see it now
Yeah,
as just wanting to like get in the studio and
and
just talking to AI. Like some people might want to use it, but I don't think it will take over everyone's jobs.
nah, because a lot of times music happens out of magic. You just
hmm
don't even know when you're creating a hit until afterwards. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of rare that you go in and you know, like, yeah, we're making a hit and you make the hit
hmm
Yeah.
Definitely.
following a formula or something.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense. I
think it
guess
will
it's
just be
like the
one of those
same
things
with
that helps us gets rid of the tedious tasks, and because
Yeah,
even some of the like the sample making stuff is crazy. Like J Tool was showing me some AI samples that he generated,
mm,
and they sound sick. But then it's like you take that sample, you chop it up, you make a beat, so you've still got that part of
yeah.
it.
Maybe the actual musicality, like of needing to be a musician, gets taken up. So, for
hmm
example, you don't necessarily need to spend 1,000 hours learning your music theory anymore,
Yeah.
or necessarily be an amazing singer. I mean, it still helps, don't get me wrong, but maybe you can be an average singer, and with AI tools, you can sound really good.
hmm Yeah, and that's already pretty possible, but it'll just make it
Mm,
even easier. It's wild to think.
yeah, it'll
What
be
were you gonna
interesting.
what were you gonna say, LB?
um what was I gonna say?
Oh, is
Uh
there? I thought you
yeah,
was
yeah.
frozen.
I might have to just dip out at some point because I feel like it's just throwing off the rhythm of the the conversation. But I think what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying it's basically like anything creative. Really, it's like if you like get a video game developer and
hmm
I don't know. I feel like, especially these days, there's a lot more indie games coming out, and people are like, all these small companies are making these really cool games with like a tiny team, and people want that. They want that more human touch on the creative stuff. Like they're looking for it now. They're not just going for like the next COD or like the next like FIFA anymore. Like they're going back to like trying to find these like indie guys. And it might be the same for music. You know,
Mm,
people still want that human touch, even if it's not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear that. Have you seen the updates with Chat GPT?
No.
And I saw there was one where you pay 200 a month, but it
Whoa.
gives you access to some crazy feature that they just uploaded. I can't remember what the feature was now.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Unless it's the same thing, but it was working for mine. So they just updated s- a lot of the image-based stuff. So, for example, you could throw in a picture of someone and then a picture of
Hmm.
a hoodie and say like make him wear that hoodie. So then it'll
Oh my
just
God.
transfer the hoodie onto him. Or you can say, I was playing around with some marketing stuff. I was just dropping in the PNG of one of my kits, and I just said something like, make a website banner for this, or a promotional ad, or however I
Hmm.
worded it. And then it took the kit and then created like a background, added some text and everything, and kind of just gave me this nice like post. It's not
Damn.
100% accurate though, because I did one for my drill course, and I'm on the cover of my drill course, and it tried to
Hmm.
recreate me, but it looks mad weird. So it's not quite there.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff looked really good, like really
Hmm.
accurate.
Did you see this update from Instagram where you can post a reel, but it doesn't post it to your audience. It posts it to everyone else first, and then
Oh,
you can
the
choose to
trial
post to your
one.
audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tested it yet. Have you?
I haven't tested it, but I noticed that surely, I don't know if you saw the promotion that they did, and it was like a story format, but they was using an AI person. That person didn't look real at all. Did you notice that?
Who was MetaWare?
Yeah, when they announced it. It looked
I
like an
don't know if I
AI
remember
girl.
seeing it. I think I don't think I watched that. I think I just watched someone talking about it.
Okay. You haven't tested it out yet.
No, because, I mean, it could do, but when my reels come back from my editor, I just post them.
You
Like,
don't even think too hard about it, really.
nah, not really. It could be a good idea
Mm.
if you're unsure about something, because sometimes you make a bad post and it's like you feel like it kind of hurts your page, but I don't know. I'm not worried too much
I wonder
about
what
that.
their angle is about that though. Because even if you post it to a wider range, is that meant to give you an indication of if that's good or bad? If
It's
random people react to it, or are they going to push it to an audience? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Are they going to push it to an audience that's better than your audience or more targeted than your audience?
I think the way they worded it was they wanted to encourage more people to just start posting because some people will
Mm,
make content and are like, oh, I don't know whether I should post it. I don't know if it's right, and they start overthinking. But if you can push it on a trial, then it's like, why not just put it out there on the trial mode? So all your usual people aren't going to see it. But if it starts doing well, then you can have it on your page. It's just supposed
yeah.
to make it a bit easier for people to actually pull the trigger and just upload something and stop overthinking.
To be fair, whenever these new trials happen, it's probably a good idea to use them.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
something that I've learned being on social media these years. I've been a bit
Definitely.
too slow for some stuff. Like shorts on YouTube, I feel like should have done it
Hmm.
as soon as they dropped shorts because that reach was crazy in the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. We were overthinking a lot at the time as well. We were thinking, do I need a new
Definitely.
channel for the shorts? Is it going to
And you
hurt my
know,
videos? I didn't like how it looked.
yeah, do
But
you remember when it used to come up on your page on just on your front page, there wasn't a separate tab for shorts?
yeah, that really put me
Looks
off.
goofy.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know if I told you this, but I went to a YouTube event at one time and they were literally saying very subtly, if you post shorts, we're going to promote it. So post shorts.
Yeah, I remember
But
you saying that.
everyone in the room at the time was like, really? It looks ugly. Nah, we don't really like this short film kind of content. Except from one guy who was brought in to talk about it. I don't know if you've heard of Jeremy Lynch. He used to do a lot of football content,
Maybe actually.
but he was banging millions and millions of views on his shorts at the time.
Hmm.
We're talking like 50 to 100 million on some shorts.
Damn. Yeah, it's crazy that YouTube themselves are telling you to upload shorts, but you're still like, nah, I don't really believe him. Literally in a
Yeah,
room with YouTube. It's like, if that's not going to make you post, what is?
yeah. Well, now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know. If Instagram tells you you need to do this, then maybe it's time to just listen up in it.
Yeah. I think the only reason I didn't do that is because it's not like a new platform. Obviously, it's a new feature, but I thought it was more to just like test to see if your content will do well before you actually post it. But then I'm like, if I just post it
Yeah.
anyway, starting out my own test just to see if it
But
does
yeah,
well.
that's what I'm thinking as well. Even if you post it as a test and you didn't post it as a test,
Mm-hmm.
there's your chances of you posting it as a test. How am I trying to word this? If you post it as a test versus not, post it as a test, could it make it do better than if you was just to post it normally?
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure. So I kind of think that it's just not going on your profile. It's just posting like normal, but it's just not on your profile straight away.
But then that's kind of pointless because you can also just hide your reels from your profile and have it only in the reels section.
Yeah. So maybe I'm reading it wrong. I'll have a look. Maybe I'll test one today because I think I've got a reel to post today. So I could be
Mhm.
the guinea pig. Just use that and see what happens.
Yeah. Would you early on TikTok?
Nah, not really. I'm posting a lot more now. Wonder when I did my first video. I wonder if it will tell me. But I remember you were active on TikTok, and you were getting videos that were blowing up, weren't you? You were doing a lot of
Yeah.
remixes.
Do you remember Illusion? A YouTuber called Illusion.
Maybe.
So I actually heard him on, I think it was a Carl Beats podcast
Yeah.
years ago, and he said he posted one, it done like a million really quickly. Then he posted another, and he blew up to 170K on TikTok within the
No way.
first month.
That's
This was
crazy.
summer 2019, and that's
Mhm.
when I was like, "Ooh, maybe I should try TikTok." Posted two, they didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Posted the third one, it got 500K in a day, and I was like, "Whoa, might be onto something here," but I just didn't stay consistent.
Your third one got 500K.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
500K
crazy.
in a day. Every time I opened up the app, there was more views, more views, more views.
Imagine that dopamine hit for everyone. Every time they open the app and it's like thousands of views, all these likes. It's like
Yeah,
they knew how to get you perfectly, didn't
and I thought it was normal at the time,
they? Mm-hmm.
just to blow up like that because it was happening often to people. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not really the same because it's flooded with content now.
Yeah, I definitely missed that wave. I wasn't uploading back then. I knew I should have been
Mm,
uploading, but I just wasn't really focused on any short content. I was just so focused on YouTube. But looking
yeah.
back, I definitely should have taken advantage of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
wonder if there will ever be a new social media that will come around. But it seems like these ones are quite grandfathered in.
Yeah, but we thought that before TikTok popped up, so I'm sure at some point
Mm,
there'll be something new. Can you remember when the US lost TikTok for a day and that Chinese
mm.
app? Everyone just joined that for the day. I even joined it and posted
Really?
a video just to see. Did you not see that?
What app was it?
Let me see if I've still got it. Was it called Red something?
Oh,
Red Note?
okay.
Everyone joined it for the day, and then all of a sudden on Red Note, because it's Chinese app, like the writing's Chinese and everything. You have to change the language, but for some reason everyone just went to Red Note, was uploading. So now all of a sudden that first day you had all these like Americans on the app,
Mhm.
where it was like just a Chinese thing before.
Did your video do well?
Good question. I think I uploaded one video. Let's see. I haven't used it so long. The app's been offloaded. Just let me download it and
Oh,
see.
okay.
But then straight away, TikTok was back. So I was like, all right. I just thought, okay, this could be the first time I could jump on something early.
Yeah.
But the hype lasted literally like 24 hours.
Mm.
But maybe you should carry on posting there because if something happens to TikTok in the future, maybe everyone will go back.
Yeah, and China is a huge market too.
Yeah.
YouTube market. Actually, I had a Chinese friend, and she was showing me the Chinese social media,
Mm-hmm.
like the YouTube version of the Chinese YouTube version
Yeah.
was called something like Balbi, I think. I can't
Right.
actually remember, but it had some of our videos on there. It had someone was posting my stuff,
No
someone
way.
was posting Chucky's stuff.
Oh shit.
Chucky had decent views on there,
That's crazy. So someone's just
and then there
downloading
was some
them and
other
re-uploading
producers.
them.
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick. I
and
guess
there's
because
no
they
way
can't access
we could
YouTube.
ever know.
Yeah. Oh, that's mad.
But I think there could be something there, just blowing yourself up in China.
Yeah. But we can't access it, can we?
I don't think so because we have. I'm pretty sure you have to have an ID to sign in. You know, it's the Chinese ID.
Right. You need to find
And
someone
you
over
have to
there
get
to send all your footage to
yeah.
them.
And then the first time you step in China, you're good.
Yeah, imagine you're like a celebrity in China, you just didn't even know.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I think it happened to I'm sure it's spoken about on the podcast, right, where there was a musician from South Africa,
Oh
or he was from
yeah,
somewhere else,
there's a
and he went to a
documentary on him.
place and he
Hmm.
was super famous.
Yeah, yeah. Who was the guy? Because there was a Netflix documentary on him. I was meaning to watch that, but I never watched it.
I never
Let's
seen it. I didn't know it. It was a whole doc.
that
Mad.
was. Let me see. Was he South African?
I feel like it had either he was famous in South Africa or he was South African famous somewhere else.
Let me ask Chat GPT. All right, let's see. So it was an artist who didn't know he was famous, basically.
Mm,
Imagine that feeling. It's like everyone's coming
it's
up to you,
crazy.
taking pictures. You have no idea why. Is it Sixto Rodriguez? Searching for Sugar Man. I think
Okay,
that's it, isn't it? The documentary.
that sounds familiar.
So released a couple of albums in the early 70s that flopped in the US, so he disappeared from the
Hmm.
music scene, working construction, just living a modest life in Detroit. Meanwhile,
Hmm.
in South Africa, his music became huge, like Bob Dylan level iconic,
Oh
especially
wow.
during the anti-apartheid movement. But due to censorship and lack of international media, no one knew anything about him, and rumors even spread that he died by suicide on stage. So then, years later, a
Oh,
few
maybe.
obsessed South African fans went digging to find out the truth and eventually tracked him down, alive and totally unaware of his fame. I need to watch that documentary. That is crazy.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
You just have no idea that you're famous and you've just been working.
And this is pre-internet as well, which means
Yeah,
man, like they probably he must have had some real friends there.
yeah. You'd be so pissed off as well because you just spent your whole life working construction. It's like I could have been in South
And
Africa chilling,
trust me, all he had to do was move to South Africa, and he would have been
a superstar.
yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
on form.
I guess that just couldn't happen these days, could it, with the internet?
Maybe not with music, but there's definitely like local famous celeb, not celeb, sorry, focused famous local influencers. You know that they're just famous in their city or their town, but not necessarily anywhere else. Like they have a lot of those in Bangkok. A lot of
Yeah.
famous influencers who are famous just in Bangkok,
Hmm.
but outside of Bangkok is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, that could definitely happen. But I mean, just not knowing that you're famous somewhere. Because even if you're famous in
Mm.
just one city,
Well,
you'd know, wouldn't you,
only in
really?
China or North Korea.
But then North Korea,
Because
their stuff's so
China's a whole
controlled to the
different
point
world, man.
where I don't think they'd be able to see anything. But yeah, I guess in China, maybe.
They got their whole different social media that we just won't have access to. So
Yeah, that's
you
true,
never
I
know.
guess. That's a good point.
You never know. J Cactus, you might just have to take a trip to China, and people might already have the prick kit when you want to and all that.
I get sales in China, though. I do actually get some sales in
Yeah,
China.
true.
Do you as
Yeah,
well?
sometimes, yeah.
Like, I wonder where they come from, because it's not Hong Kong's treated separately, isn't it,
Hmm.
to mainland China? But are there any other parts of China where it's not really as controlled as that?
I don't think so. I'm gonna just take an estimate that the Chinese people who die from me are probably those who are not living in China right now or anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe.
I remember back in the days, one of my first, I gave a music production lesson to Chinese people, and they were studying in the US.
But then
Because
when the
then you can
currency
have
comes
access to
through,
YouTube and stuff.
okay. But the currency comes through as their currency, wouldn't
Really?
it? Yeah, I think so. Might need to double
Oh
check
man,
that.
maybe you are like out there in China, you know?
I'm gonna go just expecting everyone to know me as step off the plane, waiting for all the pictures.
Can you imagine?
Would you go back? I've never been, but I've
China.
always wanted to go. Yeah, I've always wanted to
I
see what
mean,
Japan's like and
yeah,
China.
I'd go back. China more so like if I had if I had some reason to be there
Hmm.
as a holiday, maybe not, but for a reason I'd go back for sure. Most places I'd go back for a reason.
Was there a reason the last time you went?
Yeah, I went to see a friend,
Oh, okay.
um, but also I got to link up with Wiki Beats,
Oh yeah.
so I got a video out of it. I think there was another reason why I went, but I just can't remember it right now.
Got ya. Yeah, she lives in LA now, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you were saying to link up with her when I was there, and then I bumped into her at, I don't know if I told you I bumped into her at
at
Nam.
Nam.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's just like small world. I didn't know she
Hmm.
was, yeah, I didn't know she was like based there now. I didn't know if you meant she was just traveling.
Yeah,
Um,
I think she's studying a course there now
okay.
in music production.
She, because I've seen like some of her videos. She plays a lot of instruments, doesn't she?
Mm.
It would have been good to do a session with her. Is that who you did the video with that blew up?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that video
yeah,
was
I
sick
wasn't
as well.
expecting that to happen at all.
Really?
Absolutely not. No way. No. But to be fair, the one with Lollipop as well, I didn't really expect to do anything.
Yeah. I guess
And it,
the Bookie Beats
that's probably
one,
my most viewed video, I think now,
which
or
one? The
second at
Lollipop
least.
one.
Yeah, second or first most viewed
W-
video.
What's it on now? Do you know?
It's over a million for sure.
Let's see. 1.7
1.7
million.
mil. Wow.
Wow. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Been distracted by other thumbnails on YouTube. There's Lil Mabu with Bonnie Blue. What's that about?
What's that?
What, you don't know who Bonnie Blue is?
No.
Don't lie. Everyone knows who Bonnie Blue is. She's the one who's been doing those records like she wants to sleep with like 1,000 guys in a night. Have you not heard about this?
No. I heard about another chick who slept with 100 girls in a 100 guys in a day,
Yeah, that's Bonnie
and
Blue.
she was English.
Bonnie Blue, yeah. Well, there was two of them that did it. Bonnie Blue and then I forgot what the other one's called actually. Two of them did it together, but I think there was a little documentary on the other one.
I think I saw the other one then because I
Oh,
saw it on
okay.
YouTube.
Right. I
Yeah, it
think
was
maybe
another
she's
one.
in Lil Mabu's music video or something.
What, Marbury's a rapper?
Yeah, Lil Mabu's the. We've not seen him before. He's like he was making like New York drill. He was kind of sounding like a gangster rapper, but he's this little white kid.
Oh shit.
But no one knows like who he is. Like everyone obviously just saying he's like an industry plant.
Mm.
People said that his dad's an exec at a label, or you know what people are like when they speculate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you searched him to see?
Yeah,
You might have seen
I'm
him
looking at his
before.
page now. Crazy.
So, what are you gonna work on today?
Still want to finish up as much as I can of the thingy,
Mm-hmm.
but depends if I can get home. Because when I tried to take a taxi bike, everything was booked up and it looks like there's just too much traffic going on.
Really? How far are you from
Mm.
your place?
Half an hour ride.
Oh, so that's a long walk then.
Oh man, yeah, like 3, 4 hours probably.
Really?
It's too hot for that. Too
Yeah.
hot.
How come you came so far out?
Because I really like this place,
Hmm.
and I didn't know when my electricity was going to be back on. So I was like,
Okay.
man, I'm probably going to have to be somewhere for a few hours at least.
Yeah. Got ya. Well, what's the spot? You said it's like a cafe. Is it just a
Yeah,
cool, cool
really nice
location?
little lounge. Yeah,
Nice one. Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to get out of the house anyway, isn't it? Especially
yeah,
when you're in
especially when you
Thailand
get
and you
stuck in
can
a
just be on
routine.
your laptop outside.
Yeah, man, I don't know about you, but sometimes you go through phases where all you do is you gym, you come home,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just at home, working at home, do everything at home,
It's been me
and
recently, to
then
be honest.
yeah, you forget. Well, for me anyway, I forget about other things. I forget to do other things sometimes. I just get stuck in the trap of gym, home, work all day, and then the next time I leave my house is to go to the gym, or okay, maybe I forgot to buy some milk. Let me just go to the store, buy some milk, and then I'm home again,
Yeah,
working all
yeah.
day.
I guess it's a bit different for you as well because you're living by yourself, so there's nothing to kind of break you out of that routine. Whereas,
You've got Kira to do that.
yeah, so when it gets to the weekend, that kind of breaks me out of it because she'll be at home. We might have
Hmm.
something to do. But during the week, yeah, my life's just the same like every day, man. Just gym in the morning, come back, eat, start my
Hmm.
day. Finishing kind of late. I'll take Fudge out for a walk and then go sleep and do it all again. That's like pretty
Hmm.
much it. And then on some weekends, I might do something, maybe I see some of the boys, or go see my mum and dad.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's easy to kind of get stuck in that.
Hmm.
But I think even just to switch up your working routine, just to work somewhere else. Like I always say, oh, I need to just go to like a coffee shop or something just to break the routine. But you know, at
Yeah.
home, you just kind of got everything there in front of you. Got my mini keyboard here, like everything's sweet. So then,
Hmm.
and obviously, because the laptop doesn't have all the same shit as the computer, it just makes it a bit tricky to bring everything with me.
Yeah. Maybe it's best to just do more of the admin stuff then when
Yeah,
you're
that's
out.
what I usually do. It's so especially like on a weekend if I'm working, I won't sit in this room. This is about as far as I
Mm.
go out of my routine. So instead of being in this room, I might just chill in the living room on my laptop. So if Kira's
Yeah.
watching some Netflix, I can just chill on my laptop, just catching up on some admin.
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
mind that because it's just kind of relaxed working. It's not like crazy critical thinking.
Hmm. I hear that. Are you far away from driving to any good coffee shops?
I'd say you know what, there's actually a nice spot just up the road from me, but they don't have Wi-Fi. So this place they
Oh.
opened up in lockdown,
Hmm.
and it's they own like a farm, I think, and then during lockdown they opened this place on the farm. They just built all these huts, and they'll just
Hmm.
make like really nice breakfast and shit from the kitchen, nice coffee and everything. But you're at the top of the hill, so when you sat with your coffee, you're just overlooking all the hills. So
Yeah.
if you're on a nice day, it's pretty sick because you could take your dog up there and it's just like eating with a really nice view. So I like going there,
Mm.
but it won't be the best spot to work.
Mm.
There's a couple of the
Sounds like
standard
a nice
ones.
brunch spot to
Yeah,
take your girl
definitely.
or something.
There's a couple of the standard ones like Starbucks. There's a Tim Hortons, maybe like 20-minute drive, depending on traffic.
Mm.
So I've been there a couple times.
Are you a Tim Hortons guy as a
I don't.
Canadian?
You know what? They're actually nice over here. In Canada, they're almost like McDonald's because they're just everywhere.
Yeah, it's true, the quality is actually not that amazing there. But it was
Yeah,
mad cheap. I was surprised how cheap it was.
yeah, yeah. But yeah,
It
if you tell
reminded me of
people over there,
Greg's.
yeah, that's true actually. It's like the Gregs. That's a good point. But when you find them over here, like the ones in Manny are really nice. Like this one near the traffic center,
Yeah.
always clean, and the one near me as
Hmm.
well in Stockport is always clean.
Hmm.
That's where that guy is that can't stop sweeping. Remember I was telling you about it. That's why it's so clean.
Have you been back since?
Yeah, and I still see him there sweeping.
Man,
Just takes no breaks. That doesn't sleep.
doing his job, man. That's good.
Yeah, that's what they pay him for.
Mm. They got Tim Hortons here, but it's definitely more like a luxury kind of place to go to be honest.
Is it the Timmy's? Mm.
Mm.
You know what? I was watching an interview. Do you know DJ Khalil?
Sounds familiar.
DJ Khalil's
He's a producer.
yeah, like big producer. Really, he's got loads of hits. He's produced a
I
lot
think I
for
think I know who he is. Like Tyler the Creator and these kind of guys.
nah
Steve Lacy.
nah. So he's produced for like 50 Cent. He did a lot of work with
Oh,
Dre.
yeah.
You would have heard his stuff.
I'm thinking of
He did
someone
like the
else. Yeah.
Chinatown Wars soundtrack,
Okay.
you know, for GTA. Um, so he
Hmm.
was more popping like I guess late 2000s maybe, the mid
Hmm.
2000s, even some early 2000s I guess. But yeah, he was just talking about um how when you've got too many plugins and too many VSTs and everything, you almost have like too much to use where it becomes overwhelming to the point where you're not creative when you think it would be the
Mm.
opposite because you have all these sounds, tons of sounds to use. It's like you're just so creative because you've got everything to use. But I think
Mm.
I go through that sometimes because I've been like a plug-in whore in the past where I just wanted to buy loads of different plugins. Like, you always think you need new sounds to make new shit. But
Mm.
then you come across producers who literally just use the stock plugins and make some crazy beats. I think when I
Yeah.
start cooking up sometimes, I almost like don't know where to start because there's too many options. So sometimes if you simplify that and kind of limit yourself and be like, right, let me just use this, let me not have access to all this shit, then sometimes you can
Hmm.
push more boundaries and come up with some more creative stuff. It only got me
Yeah.
thinking like that because I was saying I don't always like to bring my laptop somewhere because I don't have all my usual stuff on my laptop. Like everything's just loaded up on this PC. But then I
Hmm.
guess taking that laptop that doesn't have anything might push you to just create some beats that you wouldn't normally make because you don't have access to the
Yeah,
same
100%.
tools.
Yeah. When you have restrictions, sometimes that brings out different kind of creativity, you know?
Yeah, it might be a good challenge for people to just limit themselves and see what they can make.
Mm.
When you do like your stop plugin challenges or something like that, or it's just like
Hmm.
can only make this beat with one plugin. Who knows? Come up with some cool stuff. Have you seen those videos that
Mm.
people do when they'll make a whole beat just from one sound? So they
Yeah.
might start with like a hi hat and then they've got to tweak that in crazy ways to like
Yeah.
get a tone out of it and then make a melody with the tone. I never tried that.
Yeah. I think I might try it ages ago. But that's no fun, man. I don't find that fun at all.
Yeah, that would be
Because I,
kind of
like,
stressful.
it's nice to hear a preset and be inspired by it. You hear the sound and it's like, oh, let me
Mm.
use that sound and you figure it out from there.
How's your workflow changed from when you were making like hip hop and trap and everything to EDM? Because with trap beats, would you look for a preset first and then start with that, or would you just start with something like a piano and then get the melody down and then change the instrument after?
I'd say usually a preset. Start with at least a good preset.
Yeah.
Maybe I might switch it, but I'll look for a preset and go with that. I think with my trap beats, I wasn't very detailed with them.
Mm-hmm.
I used to low key kind of rush it,
Right.
not really put too much into it. But now I spend a lot more time on the details,
So what's the workflow
and
now?
the
Do you
workflow
start
is
with
longer.
drums? Do you still start with melody?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll start with drums, but I don't really like starting with the drums to be honest with you, because I feel like if I do start with the drums, it's going to take me longer
Oh, okay.
because I'm constantly like trying to find the groove, trying to find the groove. Whereas like the melody and the bass line, how can I say this? For me, it's important. The drums are important, don't get me wrong, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
still a melody guy. If I can
Right.
nail the melody and nail that feeling, then the drums will fix itself.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I could nail the drums and not nail the melody for the drums. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. And it
Mm.
feels like with your style of music, there's not tons of layers to the melody anyway. It's not like you're
No,
building
not
huge
really.
chord
It's very rhythmic.
progressions. Mm-hmm.
It's more so the pattern of it. I've noticed that as well. It's not like these beautiful long melodies. It's more so, can I get the energy right? Can I get the feeling right of the melody?
Right. And what
That
kind
might
of
take me a
plugins you
while
using?
sometimes.
Be
I
like
use Serum a
Serum.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Serum a lot.
You got the update now.
Yeah, trying to think honestly. I'd say Serum like 80% of the time.
And has it
And then
ha-
Diva, I've been using Diva recently.
oh, Diva. I haven't tested that.
Mm.
It's supposed to
It's
be good
it's
though, isn't it?
nice. Yeah, it's nice. I use Cradle as well sometimes.
Oh yeah.
They got a few different DSTs in there that's decent now.
I was gonna ask if it's changed your mixing process as well. Like is your
Yeah,
mixing way more detailed now?
yeah, my mixes sound way better now. In the beginning, when I first started making the music, the thing that immediately makes it not sound good is the mix.
Right.
Because then, because it's all like feeling, and you have to make people dance in it. But if your
Yeah.
mix is off, then you just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had to be a bit more particular with the mix. So I wouldn't even say I go heavy on the mixing, but I'm definitely EQing everything, processing things to make sure it sounds okay.
Right.
Mm.
So how does that differ to like trap, for example? Because obviously with trap, we're just crushing everything into the soft clipper. Like
Yeah,
in your style, you're not even soft clipping kicks or anything like that.
not really. Nah, not really. I EQ everything for sure. I plan a lot of stuff, and then I use plugins that I wouldn't have used in trap music. So, for example, there's this one called Super Tap.
Oh
Don't know if
yeah,
you've
I
ever
think
heard
I've
of
seen
it,
that.
but it's like a transient safer. But I might do that to make the sound like really sharp instead of
Right.
kind of echoey and reverby.
Okay.
I'd never have used that before.
I think I've seen it, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
I'd say as well with trap beats, I didn't ever really go over 15 tracks. Couple layers for the melody, let's say 4 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 6-ish drum sounds, and that's it. And an 808, and you're
Yeah.
good. Whereas now my projects are 60 deep,
60.
at least 60. Yeah.
Is that 60 different sounds as well? Or is it that you've...
For the most part, like every now and again, there might be like crash one, crash two, crash three.
Yeah.
It might be the same crash, but maybe crash one has a quarter echo and crash two has a third echo
Ah, okay.
with
Mm-hmm.
more reverb.
Yeah.
Or sometimes like I might bounce it, then reverse it, and that's like the reversed crash. You know what I mean?
Got ya. Yeah. That's
Oh,
all the
and
little
one more
detail.
workflow difference, automation. I use automation heavy now.
Mm. It seems like that's kind of big in your space, isn't it? Every time I see an EDM project, the automation looks crazy.
Yeah, lots of automation, man.
What's the
It's fun.
automation like in Logic? Is it easy to do?
Yeah, super easy.
Is it?
It's different to FL.
Yeah, I
I
think because
don't
I'm so
really
familiar with
understand the
FL, I
FL
get
one.
it. Oh, don't you?
Not really. I know that it kind of gives you like a whole separate line in it. Like a whole separate.
Yeah, you have
It's
to
not
like
even a track.
create the line. So you'll create the automation clip and that'll just give you a flat line. But
Mm.
it's kind of like it looked confusing at first, but it's
It's
simple
probably
once you
really
get used
straightforward,
to
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah, to me it is now, but I remember at first when I was trying to understand it, some things were confusing me. But it's just like that you've got a line at the top is 100% automation, at the bottom is zero, but then you create your
Mm.
own points. So
Hmm.
obviously you can, like you probably kind of Logic as well. Obviously you create like your curves, you can do like sweeping up, um, like a flat one, just anything you want really. But
Mm.
it can look confusing at first because it's not just there in front of you. Like I know some DAWs will just kind of have the automation just already under it, won't they?
Yeah. In Logic, the automation is pretty much on the MIDI or on the audio.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
just
So
right
it's
there in
already
their
laid out.
face.
I think that's what throws people up in FL because you actually have to create the clip. And that's why
Yeah,
people get a bit lost because you don't know which part
yeah.
to automate.
It's very easy to fuck up automations as well
Yeah,
in Logic because, for example, if you copy and paste it, sometimes it might copy and paste, sometimes it might not copy and paste, or
that sounds
sometimes as well,
stressful.
you can do it in real time. You can do the automation in real time. So basically, you press play,
Yeah.
and then on the EQ, I can drag the EQ as it's playing.
Oh, so you record it in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then afterwards you put it back to read. But sometimes you might fuck that up. The worst thing you can do, I'll say this, is automate the volume, and then afterwards have to fix the volume because you can't just turn it
Okay.
down. It's stuck to the automation. You get what I mean?
Oh, got you. So how do you get rid of it?
You have to delete the automation and start again and do it again,
Oh,
or
do the whole
edit
thing.
within the automation.
Right.
But that's annoying if you have 60 tracks and you almost finish the track, but you
Oh,
just want to
okay.
level it a little bit.
Got you. Yeah, that's
They need
kind
to
of long.
fix that.
That does sound long. One thing that FL will do that throws people off is sometimes you'll like record automation, but then even though you delete the automation track, it's
Mhm.
still like you'll press play, but it's still going through the automation. And for someone that's just started using it, you're like, why is this happening? Like, where's it coming from? I don't know if you ever experienced
Mm,
that with FL. With FL, it's because you have to go to, in the browser on the left, they have this spot called initialize controls, and it saves it in there. So even though you deleted it out of the playlist, it's still kind of saved in the back
oh, it's
end.
still there.
So then you got to delete it in there. But I remember when I first
Yeah.
started using automation and that was happening, I just could not figure it out for so long.
Mm.
There's probably a
You're
tutorial out
using our
there.
automation.
Yeah, a fair bit, yeah. Mainly for like intros, maybe intros,
Mm.
outros. some bridges. I don't go like too crazy with it. It depends what type of beat I'm making. But I feel like
Got
I
you.
don't really make a lot of simple beats. Like I've noticed with my beats, there tends to be a lot going on.
Yeah,
Like I'll make,
I feel like you do put the details in your beats.
yeah, I try to. Like I don't feel like I've ever been like a microwave producer, if that makes sense. Like I've never been the guy to just have like three layers, throw on some drums and kind of rush it. But that
Mm,
serves a purpose as well, because when you're in sessions with people, sometimes that shit needs to be done. But I think because most of the time I'm just by myself, I've got the time to tweak things, so I'm not really
yeah.
thinking about rushing it. So I guess there's no right or wrong way to do it, because a lot of my beats
Mm,
can sound like complicated as well. So I know if I was to send certain ones to an artist, it'd just be like, nah, they're not jumping on this. But I don't always cook
mm,
up with the intention of getting placements. I think that's the thing as well. Like sometimes I just want to make what sounds good, and I'm not really thinking about that.
yeah. No, that makes sense.
But yeah, I'll usually make my melody. I might have like five different things, but then I always have to flip it. So I'll render it, bounce it, try and reverse it, pitch it, maybe
Yeah,
chop it
you
up.
do a lot of that stuff. I
Yeah.
remember.
And then I might add to the melody on top of that. And then with the drums, I've probably got to switch up at some point. So I might have like a hood trap bounce at one part, and then it switches up to a different bounce. So when I look back at my project, I'm like, there's actually a lot of tracks there. So it makes sense why it takes me
Mm,
quite a while to make a beat compared to just like the 30-minute ones.
yeah, yeah, no, I feel that. With trap beats, for me, I never really liked cooking up for more than 30 minutes on a beat.
Oh, really? Oh, you'd hate
Yeah.
cooking up with me usually then. I'm like 2 hours on one.
I'm not gonna lie, I always used to think, man, we're spending way too much time on this.
Well, when cooking up with me.
Yeah. But I tell you what though, when I used to make samples and loops,
Yeah,
I could easily spend 3 hours on one loop.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, when you're cooking up
But
for a pack like
just the
that,
beats,
you
it's
add way more detail, don't you?
yeah. There was a time period where I only cooked up loops and not beats at the same time. So I'd make loops one day and then do the drums another time.
Right.
I really like that workflow because I could be really detailed with the melody and just be lost in that world
Mm-hmm.
and then come back to it with a completely fresh perspective.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And it's strange because you'll spend so long making a sample, but then if you were just making the whole beat, you'll cook it up in 30 minutes. So it's
Mm.
like, why doesn't making a sample just take you 20 minutes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's why it might
No,
take me kind of
I
long,
did that a
because
lot
I think every time I make a beat, I'm like, I'm always trying to make a sample to then flip that.
to then flip. Mm.
Yeah. So it might take me like an hour or more than an hour just to make the melody part of it.
Mm.
But I don't know, it's weird because sometimes I'll be in a session, and if we don't have that time, if it's just like, oh, I've got 30 minutes to cook this up, I'll just make something quick and it'll sound good. But it's just, I think when you're under that pressure, you just end up doing it and you don't overthink, do you?
Mm.
Because part of my process is I might add something and I'm like, you know, I'm not really feeling that sound. Let me go through. You go through like 20 different presets, and then you're trying all these different things. But if you're in a session, it's like, I've only got like half an hour to get through this. You just kind of run with
Mm.
your first decision, don't you? It's just like, yeah, that sounds good. Run with that. And you're not like, oh,
Yeah.
let me go through 20 different presets. Let me try this. You just take a bit of pressure off yourself, I guess.
But my laptop's gonna die.
Yeah, we could wrap up there if you want. We've been going over an hour anyway. So
Cool.
hopefully everything's all right at the crib. Let us know
Hopefully,
how
man,
it
I don't
all
want to
is.
have to pick stuff up off the floor and keys are missing and shit.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Please,
Keep us posted.
please. Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
bro.
it should be alright.
Yeah, good
Alright, bro,
catching up
take care.
anyway. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you
Peace.
later.